We're almost to 20.
Yeah.
We are moving and grooving. Okay, cool. So today we did something kind of fun. We put on our Instagrams anonymous questions. So we got a bunch of good and weird questions.
Yeah. Very weird,
Very
yeah.
weird.
Also a lot of just weird comments.
Yeah.
Yeah, like not a lot.
comments.
Yeah, not a lot of questions. Like,
Well, you two got some real good comments.
yeah,
Yeah, but
I think I posted it the most.
Yeah, you did.
yeah, you did.
You did a good job.
I kind of slacked on it, but
I wasn't getting that much engagement, but I got some questions.
Well, you have
Yeah.
to post it more than once.
I know. So we're going to pick our top 5 questions that we got asked the most or that we think that we want to answer. So we're just going to kind of go me, Taylor, Jen.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to save that one for the last. Okay, so where did you grow up? So I grew up in Norco, California. If you're familiar with Norco, or if you're not, Norco is Horsetown, USA. I grew up with horses, pigs, goats, like all of the farm animals you can think. And yeah, it was cool. Growing up in Norco is super rad because you could literally ride your horse to high school, and people did do that. You can also ride your horse through Jack in the Box, Stater Brothers, the bar, and Starbucks. So,
Yeah, because they have like all the horse stables like
Yeah.
everywhere.
Yeah.
Every little
there's
shopping center.
corrals everywhere. So there's 2 major Stater Brothers there's only 2 in Norco. But they have corrals there. So if you literally could take your horse to Stater Brothers or grocery shop. And same thing with Starbucks. They'll serve you on your horse. But also, too, in high school, like multiple kids did ride their horse to school. So it was pretty cool.
No sidewalks, dirt sidewalks.
Yeah,
for
no
the horses.
sidewalks. Yeah, no sidewalks. Yeah, it was cool. It was a really cool place to grow up, to be honest. I loved it. That's it. And sorry.
that's it. Okay, we'll start with this one. When did you know you wanted to be a realtor? So, I think for me, with having kids, I'm like, being a realtor, you have time freedom. And for me, before I had the girls, I was working a 9-to-5 job at the DA's office. And I would always think, like, holy shit, once Bae hits school age, like, she's going to have to be in before school and after school care. So then one day my mom, after I had Macy, my mom's like, babe, you just need to get your real estate license.
Yeah, but your mom has a real estate license.
Yeah.
Okay,
so
yeah.
my family has been in real estate my whole life.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And so, like, I remember growing up and, I mean, being in the office from the time I got out of school till the time my mom went home. So, like, that's all I knew. And so I was on maternity leave with Macy and took my real estate license exam and got my license, and then called my boss and was like, hey, after maternity leave, like, I'm not coming back. Like, find my replacement, 12 weeks maternity leave, and I'm not coming back. And gosh, Macy will be 7 this year. So, yeah. Wait, shit, Macy will be 7. Yeah. So, that's crazy. Time goes by fast. But, yeah, I think I wanted to be a realtor just with having the time freedom for being a mom, you know?
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Childcare is expensive.
Ain't that the truth?
I don't know,
Seriously,
but I heard
you would
it's
be like working just to pay for childcare.
No,
Yeah.
literally. Like, I was only bringing home a couple $1,000s
Yeah.
a month, like, after childcare.
Mhm.
When
Yeah.
I worked at the DA's office.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Insane.
Yeah. I guess I'll do. Actually, I'm gonna do this one first since it's my mom's birthday today. So I'm just gonna do this one because it goes with that. What is the most important lesson you've learned in life? And basically, life is short. My mom died when she was 38. I am 40, so I've outlived her years. So happy birthday, mommy. And just basically don't dwell on the fucking small stuff.
Yeah. Life goes on.
Yeah.
and-
Yeah. I mean, it could always be worse, but it's always going to get better. So
Yeah. It's sad that something tragic like that has to snap you out of it to make you realize.
Yeah.
But it's definitely, if you can turn it into a gift of like, you know, not taking life for granted, it's probably the best thing that she would probably want for you.
Exactly. That's why I'm always like laughing.
Yeah.
You don't say.
We could do a whole reel in Jenn's laugh.
So, you know.
Yeah, no, it's a good lesson, especially when you lose somebody close to you like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I went down like a very dark path for a couple of years, but pulled myself out of it. We're good now.
Yeah.
Good job, Jenn. Okay. Let's see. What did I do before I got into real estate? Before I got into real estate, I worked in the action sport industry. I worked in the motocross and supercross industry. I worked in that industry for about 9 years. I started out at Troy Lee Designs. I literally started out as the receptionist and worked my way up for 9 years. And I ended my position at the 250 KTM Red Bull factory team, and then also the KTM factory team, 450 team. I did PR and marketing for those race teams. And I traveled to every single race for 8 months out of the year. So for 8 months, I was gone for every weekend. I've been to literally every state, every stadium. I've been to all of the outdoor tracks. Like, it was a rad, opportunity to see basically all of United States. And it was super cool working with a team. You're literally with them 24/7. It was a really cool experience, and I learned a lot from it. That's what I did before this.
Well, I think with that, like, a lot of the friendships that you made with that have like lasted a lifetime. Well,
not even friendships. Literally 80% of my clients are from the moto industry. Mm-hmm. And yeah, you're right. Like that's mainly where all of my clientele comes from, just because they worked. When you pick a realtor, you're like, or a lender, you want to pick someone you know and you love, but I mean, better yet, someone that you actually worked alongside with and you know that they're a hard worker. So yeah, it did pay off, because literally that's where all my business comes from.
Yeah.
It's from them and their family.
Yeah. Which is nice.
Yeah.
Having, in real estate, having that stream, like my people come from the military.
Yeah.
You know that yours comes from the moto industry.
Yeah.
And it's nice having that community where, like, I don't know, your clients will always
it's fun too. Like when I make my, stupid reels and stupid TikToks and stuff, like, I'm sorry, but I'm making it for my friends. Yeah. I'm literally making it like, it's cool to know that, hey, like, I don't need to, like, I don't know,
pretend you're some other person.
Yeah. Like I literally do that stuff because I know that's my clientele, or literally like my friends in my age group, and
they're going to get the jokes.
And also they know me, so they know what I'm doing is like, oh, I get it. That's funny, because Lesley would do that.
Yeah. Well, it shows your personality.
Yeah. So it is really cool that you get to kind of like cater how you market yourself to your audience.
Oh,
or your clientele.
Without a doubt. Mm-hmm. And I always say people work with who they know, like, and trust.
Yeah.
And that's obviously what happens.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Okay. Let's see. Okay, my next one I'll do. If money wasn't a factor, what would you do with your time?
Ooh, that's a good question.
So, before I had kids, I wanted to be an elementary school teacher.
Shocker.
I could totally see that.
Shocker.
Me and Liz are like, absolutely not.
That's a no for me, dog. Big no.
Yeah, but you guys love my kids, even though Les hates most kids. She's like, those girls are so perfect.
Yeah,
but
they're like little adults.
I know, they are. They're so
little
cute.
adults.
May's little voice memo.
Oh my God. I was like, thank God I checked this like the next morning, because if I would have saw it like when I was drunk, I probably would have cried.
I listened to it like 50 million
cute.
times.
She sent me a little voice memo this weekend. She was like, hi, Jenn, I love you and I miss you.
I know,
I was like,
sweet.
It melts in my heart. But yeah, I always wanted to be an elementary school teacher, went to college, took college classes for it, and then got married at a very young age, and that went out the window, and then had kids, and I'm like, yeah, being an elementary school teacher, I was thinking being in school, working the same hours that your kids are in school, I'm like, what a better job for a mom.
Yeah.
But then you start looking at the salary, and
Yeah, it's really
and like
sad.
it is sad.
It is really
It
sad,
is sad,
actually.
and I do think teachers should be paid more.
I
But
Mm-hmm.
I was like, that's not feasible just for the things that I want in life and just the lifestyle that I want to live. And yeah, so I quit college and did not become a school teacher. And here we are.
On Uncensored Homework Podcast.
How the tables turn.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
That's funny. I mean, I guess I'll do, since we were talking about previous jobs. What did you do before becoming a lender? And I'm kind of piggybacking off of another question I got. Have you ever worked with your significant other? And how, if so, how do you balance it?
That's a good question.
Because my previous job, I worked with Adam. So I worked with him for, 8 years, I think.
Whoa.
Yeah, he was my boss. I got fired like every other day.
Shocker, Jen. Real shock.
Fired and hired every day.
Yes. He would be like, "You're fucking fired." I would be like, "Okay," and then just show up the
I'll
next
see you at
morning.
home.
See you tomorrow.
What do you want for dinner?
See you tomorrow.
How do you balance working with your significant other? I honestly,
That'd be tough.
Yeah.
it's that's why I became a lender, because I was like, we are like at each other's throats nonstop. Like, I'm seeing way too much of you.
Yeah.
I mean, I would leave. I would come in. I would go in earlier. He would be at home, because I would leave when I would drop the kids off at school, and then I would leave the house when I would drop the kids off at school, and then I would leave the office when I would have to go pick them up. So I would leave like hours before. So we definitely got like, we
Your
were
own
probably only
space.
at the office for like 4 to 5 hours a day together, but. Like, still, then we were coming home and talking about work, and like there was never like a way to like get away. And during that time, I was not like, I didn't want to go on girls trips. Like, I never wanted to have like a different social life than like outside of him. So I think like it just created a lot of like headbutting, you know.
You don't get your own time to yourself.
Yeah.
I mean, just coming home, like, well, I have no one to come home to right now. But just coming home and like, just, you have to be able to like, hey, give me like 5 minutes to like decompress from my date real quick, and then like let me like transition into like home person.
Yeah.
So I can only imagine like that's just nonstop.
Yeah.
Like, you would need like, okay, give me 5 minutes to like chill out.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, we still own multiple businesses together and
Yeah.
stuff like that. So we still work together technically, but I think it's more so like just making sure you still do your own things and enjoy your own stuff. Like, Adam likes to golf. Like, I mean, granted, so do I, but I don't go every time. Like, he still gets his little guy time. I get to do my girl time, or I like to work out and like go to the gym. He's not really into that so much, like we just do kind of different things and just have our own little lives somewhat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it just helps. Like, you have to.
And that's
have to.
needed. Like,
Yeah.
you have to have that separation, or you guys are going to hate each other.
Hate each
Yeah.
other,
You know,
for
like,
sure.
you have
Yeah.
to have it.
Yeah.
So, and I definitely like realized that once I got into like this business and started having my own work life and stuff. And I was like, oh, okay. Like, relationships starting to get a lot better and a lot healthier, because now we have like our own time apart,
Yeah.
So that would be my advice on that.
Make sure you have your own time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Girl
I
time,
agree.
guy time, whatever it is, like just your own, not necessarily your own life, but like your own life, like your own
Yeah.
social life, I
Yeah.
guess, but like you could still include like,
Yeah. Well, I think understanding that, like, whether you're in a relationship, you are still Jen. Like,
Yeah.
you're still your own person. And that's been a big thing for me right now. Is like, you're in a relationship, cool. Like, yes, that's a priority, but also you being your own person is also a priority.
Yeah. And I definitely, like, for me personally, I lost myself for a few years.
yeah.
Like, I was like, I don't even know who Jenn is. I don't know, like, outside of being a mom and a wife, like, I don't even know what I like as, like, myself, you know, like, what do I like? What kind of hobbies do I have? I don't know, you know, like, for a long time, I was like that. Like, I don't know. I just go home. Like, I'm just mommy and wife, like that's it, you know. So I like finding out who you are as a person and doing your own things for sure.
Yeah, I feel like everyone kind of loses themselves at one point in life. So all right, I got one that says
which one are we going into, Les?
I saved the two good ones for last. This one is, I don't know why I want to answer this, but it's what's something you could change about yourself? I think one thing that I'm working on, I know I need to change it, is I need to be more confident and comfortable with being vulnerable. Yes.
You thought about this answer.
I did my homework. Yeah, that's one thing I definitely am trying to change. Being vulnerable is really hard for me. I like mentally and physically shut down. You guys know this. They know when like I don't talk to them for 4 days. It's not that like I don't want to talk to them. It's like I'm literally trying to deal with something, and it's like when I get vulnerable, I just like I don't know, I just shut down. It's really hard to explain. But that's something I'm trying to change. It's tough when you're like that from like you're a kid.
Yeah.
So try to rewiring your brain from like when you were a kid is tough, but
it's work.
Yeah, being vulnerable. It's crazy. The more I like do inner work on it, it's so wild. Actually being vulnerable, because I used to think being vulnerable is you're weak. Like you're weak for crying, you're weak for telling people how you feel, you're weak for showing emotions. Like I never used to be like that. But now that I'm trying to work on it, it's crazy. Actually being vulnerable, it's the strongest thing you can do. It like once that clicked like last year, I was like, whoa, this is way tougher than holding it in and like trying to be tough out and block everybody out, literally blocking people.
That's our best friend right now.
That's what I do. It's crazy. Actually being vulnerable is the strongest thing that you can actually do. But yeah.
Well, it takes a lot because you put yourself out there, you know?
Yeah.
And I know when you're vulnerable, it opens up ways that you could be hurt, and that's scary and not fun.
Not fun.
Especially in this world we live in now.
So much fun.
Okay, brief intermission.
Shit.
We're in between. There's a guy that's gonna jump off the fucking freeway right now.
What?
Off the bridge.
Shut
What?
up.
Swear.
What?
Like kill himself?
Yes.
How do you know?
It's my buddy's
This fridge right here?
Yeah.
Oh no.
Time out.
Oh my god.
Oh my god, you could see that from the roof.
Yeah, I have binoculars up there, dude.
Oh my god.
I'm not watching
Well,
that.
I don't want binoculars to watch that. That somebody did that a couple years ago, and my friend was like the first car and just saw the guy fucking.
Someone just recently tried to do that.
My old coworker was the last guy that killed himself. Off this.
Oh well,
What?
my friend saw that happen.
What?
Yeah.
Dude.
Yeah. So
How did you just
Real
see
quick.
this?
real quick. What? Oh no, my buddy sent me the. He works on the 5th.
Oh.
He's Caesar. He's on Aaron's team.
Wow.
Anyways, his girl broke up with him. He went crazy. Got on a cop chase. And then
Yes, I heard about
Yeah,
that.
my friend was like one of the first cars right in front, like literally saw it.
Fuck
The
no.
guy fucking splatter.
Oh, I tried.
Oliver? Oh.
We were in Vegas, on our way to Vegas for a cheer comp. We got stopped, literally cop car, and then me, homeboy, hanging on the thing, and I had the girls in the car with me. I fucking made them turn around because I didn't know the guy was gonna jump.
Yeah.
My kids are gonna be scarred for life.
Oh,
He didn't end up
God.
jumping, but we were stuck on the freeway for fucking 5 hours.
Damn.
Crazy. Sorry.
Yeah. Yeah, that's crazy.
That's insane.
I had to interrupt. We might leave it in, actually.
Yeah.
Stop laughing.
Oh yeah. Sorry, that's not funny.
That's very sad.
That's Cut that part out.
Cut the laughing out.
Oh man. Who was up?
Tay.
I think
Tay.
I was
Okay.
trying to figure out what question I was going to do.
Dude, I'm getting nervous answering
I
these
know, me too.
questions.
I'm getting so hot.
I left the questions like the hard
I'm like,
ones for the end, and I'm like,
where's the
air?
air?
Why is it like
Oh my god.
Oh man. Okay. Should I do the real estate one I got and save these other two, or break them up?
Break them up.
You have 2 more, right?
We're on our
no,
third.
you have 3.
Yeah.
We're on our third question.
All right. Fuck. We'll break them up. How are you different than your old self last year?
Woohoo! Oh, I can't wait
So
for
it's
this
getting
one.
hot in here.
I know, I'm sweating. Oh, that's a good question.
Getting vulnerable here.
I think Jen hit on it by like losing yourself for like who you are as a person.
Yeah.
And I think when you're in a marriage that, I mean, good marriage, bad marriage, whatever type of marriage, like you lose yourself. Like you get so focused on who you're with and trying to be everything for somebody, which is great, you know, like being there for your spouse, but also you need to not lose who you are as your own person. And same with Jen. Like, I had no hobbies. Like, my hobbies was being a mom and being a wife. And what are my hobbies? Going to the softball park. Like, that's my fucking hobby, you know? But I think who I am today, just how I carry myself, I think knowing your own self-worth and what, I don't know, like what you deserve to put up with in life, I guess, is huge. And just knowing, I don't know, like what you bring to the table as a person rather than as a wife is huge. And I don't know, I think just knowing who I am and I don't know, just knowing who I am as a person and like not losing yourself. Like, yes, I'm a mom, was a wife, but I'm also Taylor, and like hitting on what Jen said. And that's my big thing right now. Like, I'm also Taylor, and you need to not lose who you are when you're in a marriage, or even when just being a mom. You get so wrapped up in mom duties that it's okay for kids to go to a babysitter or to grandma's for one weekend.
Yeah.
For you to go to a Morgan Wallen concert with friends, or go to the river with friends, or something, you know, like you don't have to be in mom mode or wife mode 24/7, and it doesn't make you any less of a mom or a wife for doing so.
Yeah. I think a lot of times, like, it's okay to lose yourself as long as you can regroup and find yourself again.
Exactly.
Like, it's okay to lose yourself in being a mom and work and relationships or whatever. But as long as you can go, okay, who am I? What's happening? Yeah. And it's okay also, too, if you lose yourself and be like, hey, I literally am not that same person. I am now a different person. So I feel like you have to lose yourself to find yourself.
And then when you find yourself, then that's where it's like, holy shit, like, I love this version of me. And, like, with everything, like, I feel happier. My girls are happy. Like, fucking work is going very decent. And I think just the way that you carry yourself, I mean, you're just much happier in life. And I think once you know and you could see, like, damn, like, I changed so much from who I was even just a year ago. Yeah. Is crazy. And honestly, it just with your mindset, you know, that changes that.
Well, and I think too, like, as you get older, like, your mindset on like what used to make you happy changes, you know, or like what you used to like to do, or like the friends that you would surround yourself with, like all of that like changes I feel like every couple years, like like every 5 years you're like turning into a different person. You're growing up, you're accepting different things or not accepting things that you used to, like
boundaries.
Boundaries are huge.
Because I mean, you just get older and you start getting wiser, you know, like, and you're
grow
just
out of things.
You're just like, ooh, like that used to be okay. But nowadays, like, nah.
I agree.
Yeah, for sure. Oh yeah, it's my
turn. All right, Jen, you're up.
Okay, let's see. Which one should I do now?
He did not jump.
Yay!
They got him down. Happy
mental
day.
Health, y'all. Mental health.
Damn, that's crazy. Poor guy.
Okay, so I did that one. I'll just do this one. I got literally probably 100 times. I don't know if it was the same person or what, because it was anonymous, but like, who is my crush? Well,
That's a good question.
I've been married for almost 15 years. I've been with my husband for 16. So
Celebrity.
yeah. So we're going to go with celebrity because my husband is my crush.
Cute.
So
celebrity crush. I mean, I'm not really like, there's not like one celebrity that I'm like, ooh.
Yeah.
But I would say like growing up, like who I would like watch, you know, like not growing up, but like in my adult life, I would say like a Channing Tatum or Justin Timberlake, because they have like the moves. So, you know, they have like good moves. Or like, I don't know.
What they got the Riz? What
Yeah.
is it?
Yeah. Or like, I should say when me and Adam are always out, like I swear to God, every time we're at the JW Marriott in Palm Springs, somebody will come up to us and say he looks like Pitbull. So I guess my celebrity crush should be Pitbull.
At all.
With his sunglasses. Like,
yeah.
and I'm like, you need
I
to
could
grow
see
hair
that.
on your
Ew.
chest.
And second red flag.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's definitely the bald head.
Yeah,
Like,
it's the
it
bald
has to
head.
be.
Can't
Yeah,
stand
I even like tried to
liars.
like,
I feel like
Google
liars
like
is, the
bald
worst
like
characteristic
actors, like to
that
try and
someone could
see like
have.
if there was somebody that I would be like, ooh, but
yeah,
like
if you
nope, there's not really.
lie
I'm
to
not.
me, and I'm not even
Yeah,
talking about
that's-
guys,
Yeah,
Vin
just, like,
Diesel,
friends,
Pitbull, I
whatever,
don't know,
I
like-
just-
Yeah.
dude, how do you go from Pitbull to freaking
I
Justin
can't forgive it.
Timberlake?
Exactly.
Those are two different extremes. Jen.
Those are two different genres right there.
Yeah, so I don't know. I don't really have a crush.
Well, you do. You're all over the place.
I'm all over the place. It's just like, give me a little bit of him, a little bit of him.
Yeah, and then just morph it into one person.
And then you get Adam, and then there we
There
go.
we go. There we go. That's funny. I don't know what my celebrity crush
I don't know either.
Yeah.
I have to think about it.
Yeah, I was like, I literally, like, I mean, because I kept getting it all the time, so I was
That's
like,
funny.
who is my celebrity
Yeah.
crush? I don't know.
Well, whoever asked that, you're welcome.
Yeah, there you go.
There you go. All right. What is your biggest red flag in a guy?
Ooh.
I have two, actually. One, if you don't like spicy food, this isn't going to work.
Ooh.
That is my biggest red flag. If you don't like spicy food, like, I don't know what to cook for you.
I did not think that. I did
I
not
had
think
another
that's
one.
what
I had
was going
another
to come out of her
I didn't
mouth.
think that would be a red flag.
Because if you don't like spicy food, like, what do I cook for
Oh.
you? What I don't know. What are we gonna eat together? Like spicy food.
Okay.
If you don't like spicy food.
What's your number two? Because that's not what I was thinking.
Number
Let's
two.
see how well we know her.
So my second red flag is if you're a liar. I can't stand liars. I feel like liars is like the worst characteristic that someone could have.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, if you lie to me, and I'm not even talking about guys, just like friends, whatever, like I don't like it. I can't forgive it.
Yeah.
But I also give people so much respect if you can tell the truth, because I feel like telling the truth to somebody, that's hard. Like looking someone in their face and like telling them like you messed up or you made a mistake or whatever, that takes a lot of courage. But to lie to somebody, that's something that you have to keep, and you have to keep lying to them over and over and over and over. So yeah, definitely if you don't like spicy food, no. And then yeah, if you're a liar, that's a big red flag for me.
Yeah.
I think with anything, you know.
Yeah. I mean, like when you lie, it's like you have to keep lying.
That's what I mean. So that's why like don't get me wrong, everyone makes mistakes. Like everyone messes up. But if you can actually like be honest with me and tell me, like, that means a lot.
Mm-hmm.
That's a character that you want in somebody.
Yeah.
I mean, you definitely don't want them to mess up and hurt you.
Yeah.
But to be with someone that lies to you over and over and over, like, that's like some psycho stuff to me.
Well, yeah, and then honesty, like trust is everything in like friendships and relationships.
Yeah.
Like you burn that trust, like it's done.
It's I mean,
it's very hard to get it back.
yeah,
Very hard.
And I feel like once you break that trust, like it's never the same.
No.
It's truly never the same. And I feel like no matter what, you're always going to have that in the back of their head, or of your head, of like, are they lying to me, or are they doing what they said they did? Even if they do tell you the truth or whatever, but it's just human nature. Your guard is always going to be up. And it's just like it's tainted, it's ruined kind of in a way.
Well, like how they say, like if you throw a dish on the ground and you try and put it together, there's always going to be those cracks.
Yeah.
Oh shoot, I never heard that, but that
You haven't?
never heard that.
I mean, it's not impossible if two people really love each other. Like, yeah, I'm sure you can figure it out. I'm sure you can. Again, everyone makes mistakes, but like for me, dude, lying. If you freaking lie to me, I just look at you different. I don't look at you the same. I just look at people different. I don't have respect for them. The love for me just goes away for you.
Yeah.
Well, then like what you would focus on before was, your solid foundation. And I don't know, then just like your dynamics, the dynamics change. And I don't know, the warm and fuzzies are gone because now you're like, what the fuck are you possibly doing,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then also too, like when you find out people lie to you, it's like, how long has this been going on?
Yeah.
Like, then there's
or how many other times have you lied?
Yeah, and then like, it's crazy. It's like I feel like when you do lie, like it gets bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. But that's why like I do respect people that can tell you the truth and look you in your face and be like, hey, I fucked up. I'm sorry. Because you're saying that knowing that you're gonna lose them.
Yeah.
Like you know it, but it's the right thing to do for that person. And honestly for yourself.
Yeah.
I feel like lying to someone over and over and over, like you're so selfish. You're so selfish.
Well, at that, it's the coming forth with it before, like willingly coming forth with it rather than coming forth with it because I'm sitting here
Got caught.
Because I know what you did, so are you going to tell me what you did?
Yeah.
Type of thing.
Yeah.
Like, I think that's relevant. Yeah, great, you're telling me now that I caught you.
Yeah. But still, even if you got caught or whatever, like, still fessing up to it, like, that takes some serious, like, balls, in my opinion. And honestly, it takes, like, a person that's genuinely sorry. And I don't know. I feel like they truly, like, they're just, I don't know, they're not a shitty person, I guess.
Yeah.
You get people that lie and keep the lie in and keep lying and keep doing it. I just think you're a shitty person.
I do agree.
Yeah, and I mean, at the end of the day, if you're not going to fess up about it, then, like, you're really not sorry.
Exactly.
Exactly.
That's why I say, like, when people do actually say, like, hey, I messed up, I'm not going to lie about it, like, I think they really are sorry.
Yeah.
And nobody's perfect. Like, I know that.
Nobody's like, perfect. Everybody's going to fuck up.
Yeah.
Like, at one point or another, like, but if you're really, like, an apologetic person, like, if you're really genuinely sorry about it, you're going to apologize to that person. Yeah. Whether or not, whatever the consequences are.
Yeah.
You know what's funny, though?
Not do it again.
If you think about it, we're getting too deep on this. But if you think about it, okay, like, the person that lies, like, you're keeping up with the lie. You got to make sure you got your story straight. You're putting effort into it. You're putting work into it. For the person that tells the truth, you still got to put work into it. You still got to reassure that person. You got to make sure that if that person wants to ask you some annoying questions, you have to be like, yeah, no problem. Here you go. Whatever. Like, it's still work. It's still work.
Yeah.
Whether you take the shitty road or the high road.
Yeah. Very true.
Very true. Well, shit. I was going to save that question for last, but
I got another good one.
I guess we'll just go in.
We're getting into
right
it
in with
now.
that. Are you living single life now? Dun, dun, dun. Yes, I am. And going in with what Les said, not going to hit too deep in it because
that's for another podcast.
Yeah. And everybody's side of the story is different, but going in with that, like, I am in the process of getting a divorce and couldn't be happier. Yeah. I think people change in life, and when somebody is in a career where you're gone all the time, it's hard. And I'm not saying that like that validates anything, but you know, like I don't know what goes on when people are gone, you know, but I know like what goes on the home front. And my girls and I are happy, and that's all that really matters to me. And what happened beyond that, everybody has their own story to tell, but maybe we'll get into that another day. But we'll leave it at that. I am single and happy.
There you go.
There you go.
I was like, I was going to leave it for the end, but I was like, let's walk right into that one.
Come on, Jen, hit us with a deep one. My last one's going to be deep.
All right. Well, then I guess my last one's not going to be deep. My last one's going to be about work. But
yeah, mine's real estate.
Well, good. You guys can wrap it up.
I'll just do what would you change about yourself if you could? And mine would be kind of almost similar. We got the same question, and mine would be similar to yours, like just having more confidence in myself, like believing in myself, just not being so like insecure, and like just knowing like who I am, like, because I know I'm a good person. I know like I'm a great mom, I'm a great wife, like I'm a great friend, like I know all those things, but sometimes I get a little in my head, and then I start like going down, like I was saying, like for this weekend I got into my head a little bit, you know, and like it ruins the moment for me.
Yeah.
So instead of like, again, enjoying life is short, like then I'm in this funk for however long it takes me to pull myself out of it.
Yeah.
And I'm actually really good at pulling myself out of funks for the most part. But like, I wish I could just not get in those funks and just like see something or hear something or feel something and like just be able to brush it off better.
Yeah, I mean, I think that happens to everybody.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, I
think it just takes practice.
Think confidence.
lots of practice.
I think confidence comes from self-worth, and self-worth comes from figuring out who you are.
Yeah.
I feel like it's all connected, to be honest. Because your self-worth and like your confidence comes from like, oh, well, you know, I'm a badass in this, or like, oh, I don't know. How you see yourself is also like how you handle things too.
Yeah. So I think that's what I've been like really trying to work on the last, I would say, year or so. Like not putting myself down. Like I've been trying to like not look at myself in the mirror and be like, oh, I don't like that. You know, like instead of focusing on like the negative, just trying to like stay more positive. Because honestly, when you focus on the negative, that's all that ever comes out.
Well, it's again, like I feel like I totally get it, because negative self-talk, you don't realize you're doing it.
Yeah.
And to catch yourself from doing it and kind of breaking those thought patterns is so hard.
Yeah.
You have to have so much like, you have to be so in tuned with yourself and like to be like, okay, hey, like what I'm thinking is not like, no, we can't think like that anymore.
Yeah.
It's tough. And literally you've been doing it since you were like a kid.
Yeah.
So like changing your thought patterns like that, like it's not easy. You don't just wake up one day and go, oh my God, I love being vulnerable. I'm so confident.
I'm amazing.
Yeah, no.
Like Barbie, wake up like the Barbie movie.
No, you have to work at it. It's like a muscle. You have to constantly keep working at it, and you get better and stronger at it. But yeah, it's tough. It's really, really tough. But I feel like all of that stuff's like connected.
Oh, absolutely.
It is.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. I used to be super hard on myself. I'm learning.
Or I think we are our like own worst critics.
Yeah.
Everyone is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Everyone is. Okay, cool. Saving the best for last. What is my biggest lesson in dating?
Fun stuff.
Not really. Okay, I'm gonna get deep with this because this is just who I am. So hang with me, okay? All right, so I think my biggest lesson in dating is actions speak louder than words. But let me go deeper. Someone's actions should not determine your self-worth. And this is why, is because how someone treats you has nothing to do with you. It has everything to do with them and what's going on with them. Mm-hmm. Like we're talking about like self-confidence, fixing your being vulnerable. If that person isn't addressing that stuff, they're gonna treat you with what they're dealing with on the inside. So it's hard sometimes when you're dating and someone's actions hurt you or, make you feel like crap. It's hard not to put your self-worth on that. Mm-hmm. So that's the biggest thing that I've learned is you definitely have to have some serious compassion for other people, because also too, you have to remember when you meet someone, they're not on the same level as you. Like Jenn and I are trying to fix some inner stuff, like Taylor's going through fixing her stuff, but not everyone's on that path. So yes, someone does something shitty to you. Yes, it hurts. Yes, it doesn't determine your self-worth, or you shouldn't get your confidence from them. But you have to forgive them and give them compassion, because not everyone has the strength to deal with those inner issues. And you have to just remember that not everyone is on the same maturity level as you. And I don't mean that disrespectfully. I just mean like people go through different things in life, and maybe someone just hasn't been humbled by life by you yet. So they don't understand that their actions, their actions are actually, you're the casualty of what they're not dealing with on the inside. And unfortunately, you get humbled by life and you get hurt and things go through, things happen to you, and you can either be a victim of it and have that victim mindset and let it determine your self-worth. I'm not good enough. They don't like me, whatever. Or you can work on that stuff on the inside. But the best way to do that too is also forgive people and trying to look at it like big picture, that their actions, yes, they did it, but it does not determine my self-worth or my self-value. They're going through some stuff. They aren't on the same path as me, and I forgive them, just because if I sit and hold that, I will never move on and I will be stuck in that pain forever. Yeah. So yeah, I learned a lot, actually.
We've been learning
from dating. I've learned a lot. But yeah, that's probably the biggest thing that I've learned with dating.
And I think with that is like healing yourself first, because you can't be
number one.
That's like what we've been talking about, is we can't be something for somebody if we're not happy and content with who we are. Yeah. And so, like, I know we've been working on that. Like, we need to be happy with who we are as ourselves. Yeah. And some people just aren't. Like, I think we're in a good place in life where, like, we're content with where we're at. Like, obviously, always work on stuff, but I think we're in a good place.
And then that goes back to, like, forgiving people. Like, in order for you to forgive someone, you need to look at them, like, with empathy of, like, you just aren't where we're at or where I'm at. Like, I'm trying to fix myself. I'm trying to work on some stuff. And, like, you just have to know that I'm willing to work on this stuff because I don't want to bring it to my next relationship. And honestly, the best way to start that is to look at your patterns. Look at your patterns, whether, like, it's actions that you're doing to people or things that you do to people, or people that you pick in relationships. Like, try to, like, when you're ready. That's the other thing too. You can't make someone change. You have to change for yourself. But yeah, if you don't heal yourself, you're going to be stuck in these patterns over and over and over. And again, that goes back to not everyone is on the same level as life as you.
Well, and everybody has a different life story. Everybody has had different things happen to them, or different childhoods, and all that comes into adulthood.
Totally. And that, again, it's like everything's like full circle. Like your actions, whatever you did to me, maybe something traumatic happened to you when you were a child, and this is the only way you know how to act. Yeah. But having compassion for you and understanding that what you just did to me fucking hurt. But it doesn't determine my self-worth, because it literally has everything to do with you and what you've got going on and what you're dealing with or not dealing with. Yeah. And I need to have empathy and I need to forgive you. Doesn't mean I'm going to forget. Let's make that
or doesn't make it okay.
It doesn't make it okay.
Yeah.
but I'm going to forgive you for myself. I'm going to forgive you for the situation. I'm going to forgive you because you have to. I mean, you definitely had to learn that.
Yeah.
You have to forgive in order to move on and fix yourself and heal yourself. And you had to learn all these.
Especially when it's somebody that you can't just wave goodbye and never see them again.
Yeah.
You know, like it's somebody that
you have to interact for
co-parent
18
with.
years.
And
what do you mean? You can't just block them?
That'd be nice, but I'm not the blocking queen yet. I need to get better at that.
Hey-o.
I'm on the leave on red team, so.
But see, here's the thing.
Yeah.
I'll be vulnerable right now. I block people and I push people away because I don't want to be vulnerable. Blocking is such a bad excuse for me to not face being vulnerable. And I'm working on it and I'm trying. You guys, I do it to you guys. I don't block you, but I do it to you guys. Like, that's why I block, is because it's my inner stuff. Whoever's on the other side of that, they're you guys. Like, dude, Lesley, you suck. Like, why aren't you answering?
We're like, hello.
And I'm not, and like, whoever I'm doing that to, like, I'm not maliciously doing that to you. It's just, this is just how I deal with things.
It's a defense mechanism.
Yes.
Yeah.
And but here's the thing. I'm trying to work on it. It's not an overnight.
Honestly, you have been a lot better.
I've been trying.
Yeah.
You
have been a lot better, I would say, the last, like, month or so.
Yeah.
Month or two, I would say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because before I would be like, damn, this bitch, she just doesn't want to hang out with us.
There's some days I'm like, she responds more than I do.
I know.
Like,
I know.
who is this?
But see, again, like, that's just a perfect, like, it's kind of like eye-opening for me. Like, again, like, I don't want to hurt you guys. Like, that's the last thing I want to do. But think about it. It's my actions just hurt you guys. But really, it's because I'm dealing with my own stuff. I literally shut down for days when I get faced to be vulnerable or, like, whatever. But I have to work on it, and I'm working on it. So hopefully I'll get better.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Nothing in the dating world's fun. Like, nothing about it is fun.
Dude, I'm going to be honest with you. Maybe it's just me. I do not know how people talk to multiple people at once.
It's exhausting.
It's
and it's like,
so
I don't
exhausting.
know how, like, it's not sustainable. Like, you know? Like,
Yeah.
I hate it. Well, here's the other thing. Here's what I feel about it. I can't talk to multiple people because, first of all, I don't like a lot of people. And I don't mean like I have high standards. It's like, if I don't feel like chemistry and passion or like a connection, I am not going to waste my time talking to you. And a lot of people do that. And I tried doing that. And when you're trying to chit chat and talk to people, you're like, dude, I don't even like you.
Yeah. Why am I responding?
Why am I responding to you? And it's exhausting.
Yeah. It's like filler.
Yeah.
Like,
well, here's the thing. People
just trying to fill the void.
That's how people talk to multiple people, just to validate their self-worth and their confidence. I don't need that.
I don't have the time, energy, or effort to
I truly don't need it.
Yeah.
I don't need to talk to a million people or a million guys to make myself feel whole. I'd actually rather not.
Yeah.
And only talk to that one person that I actually have like a connection with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they're like unicorns.
Yeah.
So, yeah, dating's not fun. It's not. I'm not going to lie to you.
Yeah.
That's why I don't do it.
Don't recommend.
10 out of 10, don't recommend. Yeah.
All right. My last question's not juicy or spicy, thank God.
Thank God I'm done.
Yeah.
Yeah. My last one is real estate.
Cool.
Sure, everybody, this is like a question. I can't find it, but it was along the lines of how the hell did they word this? Thoughts on waiting for rates to go down or jump in now. I think we've touched on this. It's been a while. I mean, obviously, rates go down. More people qualify. Therefore, prices go up. Therefore, bidding wars are back. You're buying a house that you could buy now for a much higher price. My opinion, buy the house now, refinance when rates go down if that happens. Therefore, win-win, both scenarios. You got the house at a lower price, and now you could refinance once rates go down. Rather than buying the house at a higher price,
competition.
And like writing 50 plus offers. Like I just got an email right now that an offer was accepted. We literally wrote an offer below list price.
Yeah.
Got a simple counter and accepted after 1 week of showings. Not going to happen once rates go down.
Yeah, no.
I think it's just your threshold right now. If you're okay with gutting it out with the high interest rates, with no competition, getting the house lower priced, literally probably getting every repair done right now.
Yeah.
That's definitely the better option.
Yeah.
But I mean, you're still paying a higher interest rate. Like that's the con
if you're
to
able
it.
to swing it,
If you're able to do it,
if you can
great.
make the payments, then do it.
It makes sense. But
sacrifice for a little bit.
Yeah.
Like if it's 100 or 200 more than what you really want to pay monthly, like just sacrifice just for a little.
Yeah.
Don't buy Starbucks, like, or don't, you can't go out one extra weekend or whatever the case. Yeah. Just to be in the market.
Yeah. Well, and to get into a house rather than renting, you know, like it's housing prices are going to continue to go up. I just pulled comps on my house. I'm like, holy shit, people are paying this much for my house. Like, what's going on? Yeah. But housing prices are always going to go up. Yeah. You know, so buy now, live in it a couple years, get your equity, and, you know, use it as stepping stones to move up. But that's my 2 cents on it.
My last question is real estate also. Worst part about being a lender, and then I kind of piggybacked off of another one because it's similar. If you could change one thing about your industry, what would it be? So worst part about being a lender, which I wish I could change, would be people just having this like bad stigma about lenders, about like us always like wanting to like come up, or like that we're making some kind of crazy money on them or something like that. Like, I mean, granted, sure, there's bad apples, you know, like.
Yeah, every industry does.
Yeah, but like, I don't know, I'm not a bad person, so I take it personal when like those things happen, because I'm like, I'm legit telling you the truth. Like, this is what it is. I don't care what the online lender told you. Like, they're just, I could tell you that too, but like, that doesn't mean I can actually perform that, you know, like it. So for me, it's just that, or like working with somebody for 6 months, like nightly calls and over weekend adding an extra spouse so you could qualify for this new house that you just found, or, you know, like certain things like that. And then them going onto a website and saying, and then like, oh, well, I'm just going to go with them now that we're open in escrow. Like, what? Like, so all the 6 months of 60 hours that I worked for you basically is just, because again, same thing as you guys, I don't get paid until the loan closes. I'm not an hourly employee. So when I'm working, when I should be making dinner for my family, or I'm working or bugging Kyle, shout out to Kyle, on a weekend, like when we're doing that, it's because like we want the deal to close too. Like, you know, so that would be my thing. Just, but I mean, it's never gonna not happen. So, but I wish I could change that.
That's the harsh reality of
this business.
Commission based.
Yeah. Well, we just had that literally last month. And like I called Jenn and I'm like, what the fuck? Like,
literally the loan cost me $500 and these people won't even talk to me.
I feel like majority of the stuff that, like the bad stuff that people think you do, we literally can't do it. Like it's illegal. Yeah. But the bad stuff that people think, it's actually just like their character. It's like, it's like them just being a bad person. But like, we literally can't screw you over. It's illegal. Like, it's not like she just submits it and there you go. It goes through multiple people to get it written off. Like, multiple people have to sign off on it. Same thing with us. We have to have our broker and what's the compliance check all of our documents. We can't really screw you over. If someone's screwing you over there, it's like their character, like them lying about something.
Yeah, like, oh, I can get you a 3% rate,
and that's
like,
lying.
and then you get into escrow and it's 6%, like,
or somebody like withholding information or something. But like legally, it's really impossible for us to do that.
Yeah, well, that's my point. Like, I get shopping for lenders and like trying to find the best rate, everything. I get that.
Yeah, same.
But what is hard is not everybody like does their paperwork and everything the same way. Whereas I know Jenn prides herself in what she quotes on her thing. She kind of pads it a little bit. So if we're in escrow, God forbid rates go up, now we're not coming at you. Sorry, guys, you got the house, but your payments are now $300 more.
Yeah.
Like, we want to come to you and like, hey, like, great news, like your payment's $50 less than I quoted you, you know? But that's not how other lenders think. Other lenders think, oh, I need to get them through the door, get them in escrow. They don't give two fucks if when we're in escrow.
And the payment jumps or...
Sorry, like you're going to be house poor because now your payments are $300 more than you wanted.
Yeah, and like that's not a shock. Buying a house is already stressful enough. Like... getting rate shocked on top of it is not something that I want to do to people as it is. You know, like I understand it's super stressful. Like obviously, unless this is your 10th house, like which most of our buyers are not, it's usually their first or second. Like it's a stressful time. Like they don't know what to expect. Like that's the last thing I want to do is be like, oh, sorry. Unless like it is what it is. Like you've been shopping for 6 months. Rates have changed. Like there's nothing I can do about that. But I'm also communicating the whole process. So when you're shopping, I'm running estimates the whole time. So there is no like shock once we get into escrow because I just gave you an estimate 2 days ago when you wrote your offer. So you kind of already know what to expect.
Well, and that's the thing with using like a broker and a person that you can actually pick up the damn phone and get a hold of them. Whereas I have somebody right now that like insisting, God, I hope she doesn't listen to this, but like going through a credit union and like they went to an open house this weekend, fell in love, Memorial Day weekend, like I was with family and was in Oceanside. Like we weren't even looking in Oceanside and they loved it. And I'm like, well, that's great. We can't even call your lender to run numbers on this because they're 9 to 5. Whereas Jenn, I'm bugging her ass that she's at the river. I don't care where she's at. Like,
got my laptop in the boat. No, I'm just kidding. And that's when Kyle comes in.
Right? That's why we love Kyle. But you don't get that with every lender. And, you know, like, I'd pay the fucking extra money. Not even saying that there is extra money, you know, but I don't know, just having the peace of mind knowing that I have somebody's personal cell phone number. Not even just me, but the buyers to call. And if they have questions along the way, being able to get somebody rather than having a freaking 1-800 number that you have to call to get a hold of somebody. Like who you work with definitely does matter.
All right. So I think this is our longest podcast. Definitely an hour. If you made it this long, thanks.
Yes.
Yeah, cool. Thanks for submitting questions. We'll keep doing stuff like that because I think it's kind of fun to kind of get to know us on a personal level. I don't know what we're going to talk about next time, but see you guys next time.
Yes.